Another branch of this argument is the military aspect of it. Sometimes this is brought up simply as an analogy for what happens in the healthcare industry, whereas other times people bring up military spending as something that actually contributes to the healthcare industries of other countries. Steven Crowder, in his video on healthcare, argued the following.
The United States total cost of healthcare, total spending on healthcare, or if you want to use GDP, I don't know that exact chart what they're using. It's very different from New Zealand or Portugal or Norway.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, do you know why it's different? Do you know why it's different? Because military. Because Sweden, on that map, they need our military to protect them from anybody.
Boom.
Everyone on that map benefits from the United States military. That's why they don't pay for their own military, so they can piggyback off of all the innovation and great cool stuff that's us. The land of cool stuff. You're welcome.
I really tried my best to follow and understand this argument, but I genuinely think that it's just an incoherent pile of trash. Before we get into it, notice that Crowder euphemistically describes healthcare spending in these countries as merely different from what's being spent in the United States. Oh, they're just spending different amounts in these countries. No, what they're spending is dramatically less in these countries. Let's be clear about our language, and let's not shamefully tap dance around any uncomfortable facts. His argument is that the total spending on healthcare in these other countries is lower because of military spending. This strikes me as a complete non sequitur. How is military spending connected to healthcare spending? These are two completely separate components of government. The only way that we could make sense of this argument would be if it went as follows. These countries spend less on their military, therefore they can afford to spend more on healthcare. This would actually make logical sense, but this is not what happens in reality. The reality of the situation is that these countries spend less on healthcare than we do in the United States. Look at this data from the Commonwealth Fund. What we see is that these countries with universal healthcare systems spend about half as much on average per capita on healthcare as we do in the United States. Look at this data and then try to fit it within this military argument. These countries spend less on healthcare because they spend less on military. This is a nonsensical statement. There is no logical connection here between these two components of spending. There's no process by which less military spending translates into less healthcare spending as well. So unless I'm missing something here, Crowder's argument has no connection to reality and doesn't even make logical sense. I'm on Patreon. There's a link in the description if you'd like to support my content. I would really appreciate it. There's also social media links in there if you want to follow me there. I'm trying to build up some of those followings. I would really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe for more videos if you haven't already. Hit the bell, hit the like button, post a fucking comments. All that fun stuff that's standard on YouTube. You know the fucking drill. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this.